The Swain Event Podcast is brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Transportation. There are over 100 million pieces of litter on our beautiful Tennessee roadways, and TDOT spends $19 million a year picking it up. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at NobodyTrashesTennessee.com. Brought to you by the Tennessee Department of Transportation.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. The official UT license plate is available. Add some orange pride to your ride. $15 of your $35 annual specialty plate fee will go to support student scholarships at UT. Talk to your county clerk or visit alumni.utk.edu for more information. And when you talk to your county clerk, ask for the KA plate, which stands for Knoxville Alumni. That is alumni.utk.edu for more information. Ben McKee, Jason Swain, live here from the Low T Center Studios. Our telephone number, 865-255-03, Irish Networks hotline. Check out the text box as we start hour number 3. Moose says, do you expect most of the coaching staff to return? What are you hearing? I expect most of the staff to return. I don't see a reason why that should be a question. I mean, the offensive staff, most of those guys came together anyways. Mm-hmm. You have your running backs coach, you have your receiver coach that were not at Central Florida, and for the most part, they've done a pretty good job. So I don't see a reason why anybody should leave. On defense, I mean, those 4 coaches on defense, they've been good as well. So unless somebody finds a better opportunity, more money, or a reason, a personal reason, then I see the staff staying intact for the most part. Mark from Norris says, any truth to the rumor that Hooker is going to enter the draft? Haven't heard anything like that. Not yet. Haven't heard anything. If I'm Hooker, I don't really think about it until the time is right, which would be in between the regular season and the bowl season. I mean, that's what I would do. You have plenty of off time to gather as much information as possible to make that decision. Jake from Nashville says, I saw a message board talk that Rodney Garner kind of backed off of Walter Nolan. I don't see why that would be true, but curious if y'all had anything about that. Just because a player is ranked high doesn't mean every coach in the country is willing to go all out to get that player. Georgia's not recruiting Walter Nolan. Alabama's not recruiting Walter Nolan. And maybe some of that is Walter Nolan. Maybe some of that is the school going, nah, we good.
Which falls back on Walter Nolan.
Yeah, so I think at some point, if you're Tennessee and he has been to Texas A&M 3 times basically in a row, he's committed to Texas A&M. Like, it's easy for us to speculate and jump to conclusions, but we don't know those conversations. We don't know if Walter Nolan is being a pain or not. Not saying that he is, but we don't know if he is or not. And if he is, and he's stringing Tennessee along, and Tennessee doesn't have a chance, why would you as a Tennessee fan want Tennessee to continue to chase someone that doesn't want to be caught? That's a waste of time. That's the energy. That's a waste of effort. So Rodney Garner is arguably the best defensive line coach in the country. And Walter Nolan is he's a talent. He's good. We love to have him in Tennessee. But let's not get this twisted here. Walter Nolan needs Rodney Garner more than Rodney Garner needs Walter Nolan.
As crazy as that sounds.
Let's not get it twisted. $865-255-03.
I don't think that Tennessee has given up on Walter, though. He was on campus this weekend for the Georgia game, and the family is still saying that he'll take an official visit to Tennessee in December. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. But they are at least saying that it is likely going to happen. So I do think that maybe there was some conversations about whether or not to continue to pursue Walter, if you still want to pursue that circus. And the fact that Walter was on campus this weekend and is still talking about an official to Tennessee tells me that Tennessee is still going after him.
There you go. LC Vol says he thinks Byrne has done a good job, but we need a stud recruiter at wide receiver coach. Yeah, we just need a stud recruiter, period. It can come from wide receiver, running back. You need to have more stud receivers. And the concern with these guys coming from Central Florida is, are they ready for what it takes to recruit in this conference? And Burns didn't come from Central Florida, but he had not coached and recruited in the SEC at a high level before getting here. So that's the concern with the offensive side of the football, is the amount of recruiters that we have that have experience in this conference. And they gotta answer to that. Got to answer to that. Like, I think Saturday let us know that you got to recruit at a higher level. And you're not going to get there next year from this year, because what Georgia has done and what Alabama has done, this has been a 5 to 10 year process. They haven't had any turnover with their head coach. But it's us trying to catch Florida, LSU, Auburn, and then catching Bama and Alabama and Georgia. But you got to have stud recruiters. LC Vol, you right. So I don't think Rodney Garner per se backed off of Walter Nolan, but knowing Rodney Garner's personality, he's about ball. And I've been recruited by Rodney Garner. He's not in the games.
He's about ball, and he's about investing into kids who want to be invested in.
Yeah, he not about that. He not about all that. I've been recruited by the man. It's simple. ATL says, any traction on the Evan Stewart call last week? No, man, because Devontae, when I reached out to him, he never replied. Tennessee has reached out to Evan Stewart early in the process. Evan Stewart's sister, he got family that's graduated from Tennessee. Tennessee has went all out for Evan Stewart early in the process. And the interest wasn't reciprocated early. Since then, Evan Stewart has committed and decommitted to 2 schools, and he's actually shut down his senior season.
Opted out of his senior season.
He opted out of his senior season to prepare for college. That's a little weird to me, but that's what he is doing. He's a good player. He's a nice talent, but I do wonder about the point of doing that.
I don't understand how
you
prepare for college without playing football. How do you get better at football without playing football?
I don't know. Everyone thinks they Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase can do that. And that makes sense because you have COVID. You have a year where you came off a record-breaking year at LSU. You could have left that year if it wasn't for the rules. Like Jamar Chase sitting out last year, that makes sense. But a high school player doing that, I don't understand. That doesn't make sense. So to answer your question, ATL VFL, no. 865-255-03. We'll get back to the text box as we continue hour number 3, Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one play to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself, but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. irisnetworksusa.com.
Going to the text box, Ken says good for Tim Banks to get the Burroughs Award nomination. We who are close to the program can point out some opinions, some objective stuff. to try and make a case for him. But if we're being honest, there's nothing outside of tackles for loss totals that you can point to objectively that says he should have been nominated. Once that committee sees the points his defense gave up versus our biggest rivals in our biggest games, and how the team performed on third down, which most of the time wiped away our good work getting the TFLs, he has no chance to even get a vote. I'm interested to see how he'll do next year and beyond when he hopefully gets much more talent and depth. Tennessee against Kentucky. That was the first time all season long that what we expected from Tennessee's defense all season actually happened. Like, you're going to have things about your defense that's really good, that also that you may struggle with during the course of a season, unless you are Georgia or freaking Iowa. But the fact that Tim Banks had a defense that led the country in TFLs, the development of the defensive line, putting guys in position to make plays. Like, real football people see that Tim Banks had his guys in position. You didn't see a bunch of busts where guys were looking around, looking at each other with their hands up in the air. Football folks that vote on this award see that Tim Banks did a whole lot more with a whole lot less. So, yes, the Kentucky game, the third down, getting off the football field, has been a bugaboo. But that's a personnel problem. That ain't a coaching problem. What Tim Banks has done is worthy of him being nominated. Should he win? No. But his nomination is legit. What he's been able to do. Are we having sign day this year dead end? Not in December. Too close to Christmas. We got people that travel. It's too close to Christmas. Too close. So the plan is for us to have signing day again, but not Christmas. We'll keep it normal.
First Wednesday of February.
Correct. 865-255-03. That's the number to the Irish Networks hotline. On that hotline, Austin Price of VolQuest.com joins us. AP, good morning, sir.
How we doing, Jason Swain?
Wonderful, wonderful. Ben is wonderful as well.
He doesn't care about me.
Ben's wonderful.
Well, I mean, I just assumed he was wonderful. He works daily, with Brent Hubbs and I.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one. That was a great one.
You said Brent Hubbs and Eric Kane. You cut out there for a second.
Yep, Eric Kane.
Hey, AP, man, how was the recruiting weekend for the Vols, man? I saw a lot of folks taking some good pictures. I saw one recruit with a picture with Peyton. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you do it right there if you're Tennessee. What were some of your biggest takeaways this weekend as some of the visitors hit campus and went to the Georgia game?
Well, I thought Tennessee had a really solid, productive weekend. When you look at who was here, James Pierce, third time unofficially. That seems like a Tennessee-Georgia battle based off talking to the kids. With that said, would Georgia take him? They're getting pretty full. And, is he willing to go and wait his turn? Because the chance to play at Tennessee is far greater than at Georgia as far as right away. DeMario Tolan, that one feels like Tennessee took a huge step in the right direction. Now, with that said, he's going to take some other visits. Georgia potentially, Auburn potentially, could go back to LSU and meet the new coach. So that one's nowhere close to being finished. So that one, that one's going to go a while longer. But Tennessee did at least claw their way back into that one with a really good visit this weekend. Justin Williams, I think Tennessee's the leader there. Now, they still got to close that one out. But everything's trending the right direction for the East Paulding, the Dallas, Georgia running back who's committed to West Virginia but has seen interest from Michigan, Auburn, several others over the last few months. So, that one went really well. And Tennessee did a nice job with guys like Amari Jackson, who's from Eagles Landing down in Georgia, corner. Tennessee did a really nice job with some 23s this weekend. So I thought it was a very solid and productive weekend overall.
Do you have any thoughts to offer on the Walter Nolan sweepstakes this morning?
No, I mean, I said this in the chat last night. It just doesn't seem like there was much traction there. He came. Don't think he got there real early. I think he left early. I mean, to me, it just seemed more of a check-the-box type thing, than it was anything else. That one feels like A&M's probably here to stay. But again, with Walter, the only thing for sure is nothing is for sure.
Next.
That is for sure. With Taven Jackson, seems to be some Ole Miss buzz, maybe. Any validity to those rumors?
He says all the right things. He's been here the entire time. As far as coming down for several games. Ole Miss is trying to add a quarterback, but also trying to get Walker Howard to give them a hard look, the long-time LSU commit, who doesn't seem real thrilled with LSU, at least the family isn't. They're kind of pushing Notre Dame. Ole Miss has tried to claw in there. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if Ole Miss is trying to make a play for Taven Jackson. But at this point, it's kind of like those Ty Simpson rumors that everybody talks about. And Ty's been to Alabama every week. He's never been to Tennessee. So, until Taven goes to Ole Miss, it's hard to look at Ole Miss as a real threat there. Now, if he shows up down there for a visit, then that's more of a game changer.
What are the recruiting circles with the kids? What do they think about some of the potential coaching changes and rumors of coaching changes? Lane Kiffin is going to be linked to other jobs. You have Dan Mullen's issues down at Florida. Don't know what's going to happen there. How do you think that affects players that have those teams, in their top 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I think that's something that all players are going to ask questions about. It's exactly why Jimbo Fisher came out yesterday and said he'd be the dumbest person in America to leave Texas A&M. You try to take a stand against that because it's stuff you battle. Much like schools have used the investigation and the NCAA cloud over Tennessee and the bowl ban and all that stuff, or potential bowl ban, schools will use that against anybody that's got a coach that potentially could leave or is on the hot seat. If you're recruiting against Coastal Carolina, are you not going, Jimmy Chadwell ain't going to be there to coach you? He's going to be at Virginia Tech or wherever. Same thing with when you're talking to kids that, are you're trying to recruit a kid away from Texas A&M. You're trying to recruit a kid away from Ole Miss. You're trying to recruit a kid away from Penn State with James Franklin and the buzz out there. It's just going to be natural. So, I think that, that's why you see college coaches, especially the ones that feel confident in their stance at the time, come out and be so defiant about it.
On the injury front, what are you hearing on Javonte Payton and Tyon Evans?
Well, I just don't see Tyon playing this week, probably the rest of the year. Javonte Payton, we'll see. I would lean questionable at this point on him this week, but you don't know what kind of, treatment can bring about that can, maybe potentially get him back out there. Potentially looks more like Vanderbilt for him potentially. But, this is something that, I know Javonte was, disappointed he didn't get to finish out the game Saturday against Georgia.
It's that time of the year where, and I think the last two opponents have a lot to do with this. If you're Tennessee, because you play South Alabama, and you play Vanderbilt, and it's not finishing the season with an Iron Bowl or Egg Bowl type of game. So people start to naturally look ahead to next season, and questions have started to come up about Tyon Evans and Jawan Mitchell. What are your early thoughts on the potential of those guys returning?
Well, we'll see. I personally don't see, I think Tyon's probably, not going to be back. But you just never know. Again, that's the thing about reporting about anybody that could potentially leave or stay or whatever, is kids change their mind, man. You're talking about, 18 to 22-year-olds. they change their mind all the time. And, if I had a dollar for every time a kid was going into the portal and then got talked out of the portal, or he was staying and then, something happened and he left. I mean, that's just the natural way of just like recruiting. It happens that way once you get to the team, especially now with the portal and how it's so easy to jump in, when you have a bad day. So, Jawan Mitchell, that'll be up to Jawan Mitchell. If he wants to have better buy-in next year, then he potentially could be back. But otherwise, probably not.
How much focus, Austin, and joined by AustinPriceVolquez.com, how much focus you think Josh Heupel and company will have on the transfer portal, and how do you balance that? Because you want high school players, too, because you want the long-term success. I know he talked about that on The Nation with you and Chris Lowe. You want the long-term stability, but you also want to, plug-and-play guys as well. So if you were to put a percentage on it, where do you use your energy with the transfer portal and high school recruits?
Well, right now I'm using all my energy on high school recruits. Now, once you get post-early signing period, then I take a hard look at the guys in the portal. And so, you really can't focus your efforts just in one sole area. Mm-hmm. But what you can do is, maybe divide your scouting staff up a little bit and say, okay, we're going to, you guys are going to focus on the high school kids. You couple of guys are going to focus on the kids in the portal. If there's anybody that, Tennessee's got a lead on or some ties to, let's get this in front of the staff. Let's watch it. But ultimately, I think you can't, and he said this, on Monday, he said it on Sunday on The Nation, you can't just live in the portal. Like, that's a nice way for Tennessee and other programs that have had some change that, maybe down on their luck a little bit, to potentially turn it around with guys like Javonte Payton and the year he's had, or Hendon Hooker, or so on and so forth. But you still have to build, through, your high school and JUCO recruiting rankings, recruiting class.
Assuming Tennessee finishes 7-5, what bowl game do you think the Vols will be looking at?
I don't know. That's a good question. The Outback probably, Tennessee's probably not going to be able to get to the Outback unless something crazy happens the next couple of weeks. I'm not sure the tax slater would want Tennessee again, even though they, bring so many fans, just because they've had them twice in the last 7 or 8 years. Charlotte, that would probably be the most intriguing matchup, but I think the big clamor is going to be to stay in state at either Nashville or Memphis. So I personally would root for Charlotte, because I think Tennessee versus Clemson and Charlotte just sounds like a good time and sounds like a potentially great matchup. That there's a lot of push, for Memphis that, hey, we were supposed to get them last year, we got robbed, and we've been trying to get them for years, never has happened. There's going to be a push there, and then there's going to be a push from Nashville, because it necessarily won't be a week-long event for Tennessee fans to come in there and stay in Nashville, but for a couple of days there, it has a big push tourism-wise in the mid-state.
Yeah, we've seen Memphis want Tennessee for years and years, and Tennessee has, there in the 12th hour, been able to, get a better deal as far as payout and gifts and things like that. Last year they were going to play in the Liberty Bowl, and then people were like, just forget it, never mind. And I'm kind of glad, because I didn't want to watch Tennessee play the bowl game anyways. So I know the Music City Bowl and the Liberty Bowl would love to have Tennessee, because you keep all those fans right here in Tennessee, and they will do well, I think, with Tennessee fans coming and shopping and making their sponsors really happy too.
Yeah, again, from a recruiting standpoint, like being able to have, your footprint for several days in one of those areas makes a lot of sense. Now, again, from a fan of football perspective, I'm about the best matchup, and I think that Clemson or North Carolina matchup in Charlotte sounds really juicy. And again, you can't beat the sunshine of Florida, but I just think there's going to be such a push and pull from, the two bowls in state that, it gives you kind of a chance to continue to stay in the state, recruit 23s, recruit 24s, and just be around your fans.
Austin, aside from Tennessee obviously winning these next two games, that is going to happen. I'm willing to sit up here and say that Tennessee's going to beat South Alabama and Vanderbilt. No questions asked. But aside from just simply winning the football game and finishing 7-5, if you're a Tennessee fan, what should you want to see these next 2 weeks?
Well, I think you want to see Tennessee take care of business the way they've done it against all the mid-level teams or lower-level teams all year long. You know, you go back, probably the worst game Tennessee played all year against one of the mid-level to low-level schools was the opener against Bowling Green. They won 38-6, you know, and Tennessee had a bunch of guys running wide open early, but they just left a lot of points on the board that day or that night. So I think you want to see them take care of business and go out and score a bunch of points and get some young kids some action. You know, I think it's important for, you know, Kamal Haddon to continue to grow, for Brandon Turnage to continue to grow, for Aaron Willis to get some playing time, for some of those younger offensive linemen, you know, see what you have. Because Cade Mays has got a couple of games left, and then he's off to the NFL. So you need to start figuring out, you know, hey, do we need to go to the portal for a tackle, or do we like what we got here?
Austin, how much does the uniform move the needle with recruits? Because we hear coaches say it all the time that, you know, it's about the recruits and what they want, the players. I tend to think it's more about the players inside of the building more than recruits, because I see a lot of recruits going to places that have normal uniforms without alternate uniforms, like Texas A&M and Georgia and Alabama. And, you know, you see that it's hard to just automatically assume that all the recruits, all they look at is uniform. How much? We know it matters a little bit, but how much does the uniforms move the needle for the recruits?
Well, Georgia has alternate uniforms. They've worn black. They've worn those the uniforms they wore last year, which were, you know, were throwbacks to the 1980s. I mean, they do venture out. It's more just like kind of Alabama and Penn State, USC. Those don't change. I mean, I get why, you know, the traditionalists, you know, don't want to vary from orange and white. But I also know that it does move the needle with kids. I mean, when kids come in, they want to have their pictures made. They pick all orange, which, again, some fans don't like even all orange. You know, they pick what was the smoky grays at the time. Those are no longer in rotation. But so I do think that, you know, it does move the needle. Does it make a difference in what you decide to pick your school? No. No kid's picking a school based off of uniforms and number of uniforms. Now, that is a nice little bell or whistle to have that helps sell your program, but nobody's making the decision off that. And if they are, you probably don't want them in your football program.
Yeah.
You know, they need to be making decisions based off their major, based off of playing time, based off the coach's development, based off all that, or the city and the people you would be around, not based off of, well, they let us wear black jerseys once a year. Like, I just don't think that moves the needle that much. But I think it does get some excitement. To me, it moves the needle more for the current team. The reason that Tennessee wore black jerseys last week is the player council voted to wear the black jersey, you know. And so, you know, if you're going to quit being a fan or bellyache every time Tennessee wears it, you know, I mean, you're not much of a fan. I mean, like you cheer for the kids, for the program, you know. Again, people still get mad when Tennessee wears all orange because, you know, that wasn't a traditional thing, you know, moons ago, because certain coaches went away from that combination. Then, you know, you get a coach that comes back with that combination, and some people are like, oh, I don't like that. And then some people are like, I really do. Again, uniforms are always going to be hotly debated. I'm sure you can find some Alabama fans that wish, you know, they would do something different besides what they do, or Penn State fans that do something different besides what they do. You know, I mean, again, everybody has a different opinion about things. You know, it's just one of those things. It's always going to be debated as long as Tennessee, you know, plays football. If they went away from the alternate uniforms, Jason, people would go, oh, I really miss the smoky grays, or I really miss the blacks.
Yep.
You know, that doesn't mean that everybody would feel that way, but some people would.
Yeah. Oh, I saw the, and I hate to keep you this long, but I did hear and see the video inside Neyland Stadium about the return of the Vol letters to the stadium.
Yep.
Anything to add there that you think is significant for our listeners?
No, I mean, I think it's smart on Danny White's part. You know, I mean, he sees that, you know, you bring back something that fans loved for many, many years. And, you know, I just think it's wise. You know, again, you embrace the change to something new while also respecting the past with something old. So, you know, I think that's got a real nice touch to it. That'll be coming back to Neyland Stadium with this newest renovation.
Can't wait to see it. Austin Price, VolQuest.com. You the man, Austin. Tonight, Tennessee Prime. Who will the good people have a chance to see and listen to today?
Well, obviously, Cade Mays. But tonight we'll be joined by Omari Thomas. So Big O will be out at Gus's coming up tonight. And, you know, so I know a lot of fans love Big O. Big O's a big man of the people, so I know he's excited about coming out.
Looking forward to it. Austin, man, thanks. See you later on this evening.
Thanks, buddy.
Austin Price, VolQuest.com. His time is brought to you by the awesome Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty. Give her a call at 865-257-7897. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, give her a email. You want to drop her an email? You can do that too. Jennifer Morris, 865@gmail.com. Hour 3 is powered by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Stay with us. Be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
When you start your own business, you know that branding can make or break a new venture. That's why Swain Event relies on 42nd Street. 42nd Street is a strategy agency focused on finding creative, open-minded, results-driven solutions to brand design. After over a decade of operations in East Tennessee, the brand architects at 42nd Street have the experience and creative know-how to ensure the success of your business branding, logo, web presence, and more. To see a real-life example of their amazing work, you can check out our website at swainevent.com. Don't trust the branding of your business to just anyone. Check out my friends at 42nd Street online at 42st.com or give them a call at 865-382-7007. 42nd Street, brand, strategy, design.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. Cheer on your favorite team with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss PRP, platelet-rich plasma. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
Good to be back, Jason. We specialize in non-surgical orthopedics, so we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints, including rotator cuff injuries, knee injuries, and elbow and foot problems by using ultrasound-guided injections with PRP. And this form of treatment helps stimulate the body's own reparative process and assist in the healing of damaged tissue.
Doc, what makes your training different than others?
I've been practicing in Knoxville for over 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. They've been the leader in this form of treatment since 1983. I also teach this form of treatment on a national and international basis to other physicians, residents, and medical students. Here in our clinic, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own PRP, which are concentrated platelets, to treat your injury. So in other words, Jason, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Do what the pros, college athletes, and I have done, and visit them online at trsportsmedicine.com. Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, East Tennessee's leader in PRP therapy. Fellas, when it's time to freshen up that wardrobe, there's only one place to make, and that's to go see my friends at Mark Nelson Denim in downtown Knoxville. Find the latest in small batch denim in the heart of Knoxville. Denim isn't all they do, though. Mark Nelson also does custom suiting and blazers. Let your personal style shine with Mark Nelson. If you don't have time to go shopping for yourself, but still want that fresh look, then sign up for the NN Society. Let the experts handle the shopping and get $300 worth of merchandise for just $150 every other month. That's 6 times per year to keep you looking styling every day. Let Mark Nelson Denim help you be the best you, because when you look good, you feel good. Go to marknelsondenim.com.
Good morning, Swain Event crew. Fall is here, and according to the big box stores, it's Christmas time too. This time of year is traditionally a busy one for the East Tennessee real estate market, and it will continue through the end of 2021 as well. Most people think the holidays aren't the right time to buy and sell. However, it is one of the best times to jump in the market. To find out more, just give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, at 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. And go Vols!
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799. Litter is a big problem in Tennessee, but together we can do big things. We can make our cities, our waterways, our roads cleaner and safer. The Tennessee Department of Transportation is committed to reducing litter in our communities, but we need your help to do it. There are over 100 million pieces of litter in our roads at any given time, and it costs TDOT about $19 million a year just to clean it up. The first step to keeping Tennessee beautiful is to rally behind these 3 simple words. Nobody trashes Tennessee. Join the Nobody Trashes Tennessee movement at nobodytrashestennessee.com.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Hour 3 of the Swain event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Let's get to the Iris Networks hotline. Hour number 3 is brought to you by Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. It is Men's Health Month, which means Low T Center is making it easy and convenient for you to feel like you again, the old you, with the convenience of the monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatments. They're just $155 a month for self-pay, or they're covered by most health insurance. They ship directly to your home. Again, that's just $155 a month for monitored self-inject treatments for self-pay, and will ship directly to you. It all starts with the comprehensive health assessment. So get your levels tested. If you're feeling tired, you're feeling grumpy, you're not feeling yourself, go get those numbers tested today. Low T Center, lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's health care. Volstorm, what's up?
You do know that when Tennessee's win, your testosterone goes up anyway, right?
That's right. That's right. So that means I guess it's super low this week.
So I'm standing there at the ball walk with my family, and all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling out my name, and I look over, and there's Ben looking like he's hiding from the cop.
Your real name or your show name?
The only name that matters.
Oh.
Yeah,
Balthorn.
I couldn't think of what his real name was on the spot, so I just started, Volstorm. I can't even think of your real name right now.
Is
I'm looking over and I'm like, who in the hell's yelled at me?
And then you came over and wouldn't quit talking to me. I was trying to drop you hints to leave me alone and let me get back to my friends, but you just kept on yapping.
If you had to open it, first of all, those weren't your friends; those were your wife's friends.
Facts, which is why I summoned you.
Second of all, if you had to be yelling at me, I wouldn't even have noticed your little thug-looking butt.
He did like he was dressed like he was on in a West Coast gang, didn't he?
I am.
Hey, dude.
Gang. Don't let me catch you on the west side of Neyland Drive.
Oh my gosh.
Don't let me. Hey, look. All I know is you better not roll up on Gate 21. That's my territory, Andy. You better watch it. Watch where you step, son.
I know somebody will fight you for it.
Oh man.
First person I saw on campus. It happens every single week. First person I saw on campus when I pulled in to G10 to park was Andy. Gave my little parking pass to the person. They scanned it. I started driving, and boom, there's Andy. The guy's everywhere. I don't understand. There's got to be like 10 Andys because I see him everywhere, all over campus with somebody. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but nobody's got that truck. That truck sticks out, baby.
He was walking when I saw him.
Oh, okay. Guys, this is probably my favorite time of the year, and thanks to the transfer portal and December signing day, which nobody signs in February, guys. It's the coaching carousel season.
I thought you were trying to get me to smoke you a ham again. Whew, man.
No, because evidently you had enough of that, because I ain't heard nothing out of you since. No, it's nice to have a coach in place who's doing a good job, that you don't have to worry about them running off or don't have to worry about them tanking the program, at least for now. And just sit back and watch all these other schools scramble for their 4th and 5th coaching pick.
That's right. That's right. And I mentioned this yesterday, but the transfer portal and the NIL is going to expose coaches who are disingenuous, who are phony. And I'm just glad that we're able to sit back and have a coach that is none of those, have a program and a football team that players are playing, hard for and playing hard for each other. Culture is healthy, and sitting back looking at teams like Texas, looking at Florida, looking at some of these, big time, programs struggle with that. That's been kind of cool to experience.
Yeah, that's one of the big bonuses about the NIL is the fact that you got shows like Tennessee Prime where you can actually hear from the players, and I'm sure some of them are coached up to say, okay, well, don't talk about this and don't say this, but the fact of the matter is they're free to kind of say or do whatever they want to because they're getting paid for it. So it's you're starting to hear a little more behind the scenes and also get to know the players.
Yeah. And we wouldn't put the players in a position to
Other than when you're trying to peer pressure Hendon Hooker into returning for another season.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that was awkward. Austin Price.
That wasn't awkward. I was trying to do. I was giving them all for Tennessee. That's never awkward.
Guys, before I go, did the Steelers win this weekend? Stand by.
Oh man. Oh gosh, what a terrible game.
It wasn't worse than the 9-6 Bills Jaguars game, by the way.
Well, still bad.
It was awful. You should have seen me in the media room losing my mind when the Steelers, who have one of the best kickers in the NFL, and all you have to do is get it into field goal range. You don't have Big Ben. Injuries all throughout the roster. Get it into field goal range. Give Chris Boswell a chance. And he's made like 9 straight 50-yard field goals. Just get into field goal range. And Deontay Johnson catches a slant over the middle of the field. And he's running. They're about to be in field goal range. We're going to kick a field goal. We're going to survive in advance. Get Big Ben back. We'll be good to go. And then this idiot fumbles the football. All you have to do is hold on to the football. All you have to do is hold on
He had the ball with 2 hands. He had it with 2 hands.
No, that was the second one. Deontay was the first one.
Oh, yeah. That's
lazy
right.
with the ball.
That's right. The punch out.
The second one was just bad luck where he was going to the ground with 2 hands, and it was just helmet on ball. And
golly,
what do you do in that situation?
And the ball didn't even bounce out of bounds. It went. It bounced right in bounds and stopped.
That's why I was mad. I wasn't mad about the tie with the Lions because nobody was playing for the Steelers. Big Ben plays, they win. Simple as that. But it's the stupid crap that always happens to my team. I swear my teams are cursed. I don't understand. The Steelers,
Grizzlies won last night.
Yeah, against the 1-13 Rockets.
The Rockets are bad.
Big whoop. And this is after they lost to the 1-12 Pelicans on Saturday night.
Bad. The Rockets are bad.
They're so bad. It's just, how does Big Ben get COVID in the middle of the week?
Man, who knows?
Like, literally, all he has to do is play. And then all these other injuries. The forecast is miserable. And then you're about to score twice in overtime. You're about to get into field goal range twice in overtime. And you have 2 fumbles. Like, how does that happen?
You know, the game was a tie, but you know who won? I won because I picked the Lions to cover 6 points. So I love the game. I thought the game was awesome.
C-Mac wants me to ask a question. He's sending me middle fingers and threatening me, so I'm just going to ask it so he'll leave me alone.
Sounds like you need to report
Look,
that.
He sent me 3 middle fingers.
You need to report it.
He said, can you ask this on air? Maybe it's the middle fingers because I said, if you Venmo me $5, I will. He wants me to ask, it's a lame question, but are y'all really expecting LSU to hire a good football coach, considering how they hired Tony V from Tennessee in baseball? ... Oh, wait. ...
See, man. They've had 3 coaches since 2003 win national champions. We can throw shade at LSU for what happened with Paul Neri all we want to, and how he made those comments and had to walk him back when he had to come up here and play in Super Regional. The one thing they have done pretty good job of is hiring football coaches and winning championships.
Why can't you just go along with C-Mac's joke?
Because it ain't right.
But that's not the point. We're joking on LSU. It don't have to be right when you're throwing out
Listen,
jokes.
I'm trying to be the change that I want to see in media.
Yeah, okay.
And that's not just hot takes without facts, just for the moment. I want accuracy.
All right, Cedric Tillman.
That's what I want. I want accuracy. That's what I want. That's what you're going to get here on the Swain Event. That's what you're going to get here. I don't know who LSU's going to hire. I don't know. But another job that may be potentially open along with Miami, maybe Penn State.
When James Franklin takes the USC job?
James Franklin takes some job. Because we know how it is when you ask a yes or no question and you go off on a tangent explaining everything else that had nothing to do with the original question. So, James Franklin, you leaving?
Well,
let me tell you about life.
I'd love to sit down with you media folks for 30 minutes one day and just explain to you all how college football works.
And let's just talk about life in general. Life is like a butterfly. Like you start going on a tangent. It's like, wait a minute. I thought the question was about are you leaving or staying? So I think James Franklin is on his way.
I hope
out of there.
I hope Jimbo leaves. It would be hilarious if he leaves after the comments that he's made.
It'd
be worse than Saban when Saban said, "I'm not taking the Alabama job."
That would be worse because he would be essentially calling himself the dumbest person in America.
Correct.
That would be great. Who's on the phone?
Daytona, real quick.
Daytona, good morning.
Hey, guys. Hey, I called Ben and told him yesterday, but I just wanted to share that I'm really enjoying Florida fans here within the past couple of weeks. I talked to numerous ones of them, and they are so distraught. They're talking about they would take Coach O right now. These Florida fans down here, man, are just pissed off to high heaven.
Love to see it.
They should be.
One thing I would also love to see is a win at home next year against Florida.
Would you rather have Dan Mullen back for another year?
Yes.
Or Coach O? If you're Florida. Coach O
Dan Mullen.
Or Dan Mullen for we'll put a link on it. Dan Mullen for 3 more years.
Dan Mullen.
Or Coach O.
Dan Mullen.
Yeah, me too.
Dan Mullen. He's doing a great job. He just needs more time. It's the player's fault. It's the assistant coach's fault. It's not Dan Mullen's fault. Have you seen his shoes lately? I mean, come on, man. Look at his shoes. His shoes are great looking. Give him an extension.
He's the best offensive mind in all of college football.
And he has nice shoes. Have you seen him? See the way he ties his shoes? The double elephant ears? I mean, who ties their shoes like Dan Mullen? Nobody.
I did notice a big adjustment, a big change in the Florida football program over the weekend. And it resulted in a win as well. You know what that adjustment was? There's a big change that took place on Saturday, and it led to a win. I think Dan Mullen should keep it up. When the players
no kissing the players on the way to the
when the players were walking out onto the field after arriving, only Dan Mullen was greeting them.
That might be the
Only Dan Mullen was greeting the players upon their arrival on Saturday, and what do you know? They won. No other members of the Mullen household were out there to greet them, and they won.
It's probably the secret to success. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Hope y'all have a great Tuesday. Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. The weather is changing, which means it is a perfect opportunity to go by there and get the Bernie Mac, a comfort dish that will hit you right in your soul. Pimento mac and cheese, burnt ends. Oh my gosh. That's what my daughter had yesterday for dinner. I was on it too, like, what you got going on over there? Let me get a little taste. She hit my hand. Get back. Okay, it's all yours. For Ben McKee, I'm Jason Swain. Peace and love. We are out.